So, good morning, students. Welcome you all for the CET crash course of Sankalp Learning Solutions. Today, we are going to start with our next topic. Some examples left, which are left over in the previous topic that we'll cover on the last day. So, today we are going to start with the next topic, that is a complex numbers and a quadratic equation. So, complex numbers, it is a topic of the PUC 1. So, let me start without wasting much time on this. Let me start with some basics of the complex numbers. Okay, so here it goes. A complex numbers, that is some of the basic understanding of the complex numbers are: first one, that is complex numbers. If z is equal to x plus iy, where x and y are belongs to R, and I is what? It is root of -1. This is the main point to be remembered in all the uh, problems. We have to remember sometime this is the value very useful. It is I is equal to root of -1 is called complex number whose real part is x and imaginary part is y. Why? Because I is coefficient of which letter? That is nothing but the imaginary part. Here x is the real part because I is not associated with that, and I is associated, that is a coefficient of y. So because of that, you can say that it is the imaginary part. It is called real part and it is called imaginary part. The complex number z is purely real if imaginary part purely real in the sense if your imaginary part is 0, then you can say that it is a purely real. Why? Because when imaginary part itself is 0, only left part is what? It is the real part. Okay. So next one, it is purely imaginary if the real part will become 0. So if this part will become 0, x is become 0, then only the z is left with iy. So 0 plus iy is nothing but iy. So it is a really it is purely imaginary part. So which part is the 0? The apart from the next part will be always the given that is imaginary part, or that is purely real part. It is left on which part is 0. Next one, it is the integral powers of iota. Iota in the sense it is the I square, it will give always -1. I cube is minus I raised to 4 is 1. How it is possible? You can see this. I square is -1, in the sense -1 into -1. I square the square is I raised to 4. So -1 into -1 will become +1. I cube is always -I because -I in the sense it is I square is -1. I cube, we can write it as like this. I cube is equal to what? It is nothing but it is I square into I. So I square, I hope you all of you know that it is a -1, and root I is what? It is -1, and you can say that it is not required, only it is. You can write it as I. So -1 into I is -I. So I cube is -I. Okay. So I raised to the multiple of 4 is always 1. So you can say that I raised to 8, I raised to 12, like that. All the numbers which are related to the multiples of 4 with respect to I power, that is always 1. Next one. The equality of two complex number is what? The complex numbers zi is equal to z1 plus ib1 and z2 is equal to a2 plus ib2. That is a2 in the sense it is here also you can treat it as a1. Okay, a1. Then a1 is equal to a2, b1 is equal to b2. Then a real part of z1 is equal to real part of z2. Imaginary part of z1 is equal to imaginary part of z2. Okay, so this is what a1 ib1 means. What? When a1 is equal to a2, so when a1 is equal to a2 and this b1 is equal to b2, so in real part of z1, in such cases real part of z1 is equal to real part of z2, real part of imaginary part of z1 is equal to imaginary part of z2. Next one, conjugate of the complex number, that is conjugate of complex number is z is equal to a plus ib, is defined as z and a minus ib. Conjugate in the sense just reverse the sign. Okay. Next. ಓಕೆ ಕಾಂಜುಗೇಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೇ ದಟ್ ನೀವು ಎ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಐ ಬಿ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನ ಎ ಮೈನಸ್ ಐ ಬಿ. ಕಾಂಜುಗೇಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದು. ಓಕೆ ನಾವು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸೇಯಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಇನ್ ಕನ್ನಡ. ವಿಲ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಸಮ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್. ಓಕೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡಿನೋಟ್ ದಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯುಲಸ್. ಮಾಡ್ಯುಲಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ನಂಬರ್. ಮಾಡ್ಯುಲಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಮಾಡ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಝೆಡ್ ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಮಾಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಝೆಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಐ ಬಿ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್? ಮಾಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಝೆಡ್. ಮಾಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಝೆಡ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ರೂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಬಿ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್, ಆರ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೇ ದಟ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ದ ರೂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಯಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಝೆಡ್ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ plus imaginary part of z square. That you can say that it is a modulus part of, or the modulus of complex number. Next part, argument of the complex number. Argument in the sense what? Arg, you can say that it is represented with arg. Okay, so arg, it is represented with arg. If z is not equal to 0, then amplitude theta of z is defined by two equation. What is that two equation? ಕಾಸ್ ಥೀಟಾ ಇಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಎ ಅಪಾನ್ ಮಾಡ್ ಝೆಡ್. ಮಾಡ್ ಝೆಡ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆವಾಗಲೇ ನೋಡಿದ್ರಿ ನೀವು. ಮಾಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಝೆಡ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ರೂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಐ ಬಿ ಇದ್ದಂಗೆ. ಆರ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೇ ದಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಮಾಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಝೆಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ರೂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಬಿ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಸೈನ್ ಥೀಟಾ ಈಸ್ ಬಿ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡ್ ಝೆಡ್, ಬಿ ಅಪಾನ್ ಮಾಡ್ ಝೆಡ್. ಸೊ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್? ಆರ್ಗ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಝೆಡ್ ಈಸ್ ಥೀಟಾ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ tan inverse of b by a, where theta is lying between 0 and 2 pi. It is the argument is denoted by rz and amplitude is denoted by amp z. Amplitude is amp, argument is arc. So now let me start. Based on this knowledge, we will try to move towards the some problems on complex numbers. So first problem will arrive. Yes. So this is the first problem. If z is equal to I minus 1, what is a z bar? It is a basic questions. If z is equal to I minus 1, what is the z bar? Can anyone try to give the answer through the chat box? So many of you have given the answer. Let me check. C, A, various different answers I am getting here. One of you given the B, and now it is A. So it is clearly mentioned that Z bar. Z bar means what? ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೇ, change the sign. So that is minus I minus 1. So option B is the correct answer. Minus I minus 1 is the correct answer. Okay. Next one. Next question. Yes. Next question. Try to solve this, students. Yes. Let x and y belongs to R, then x plus iy is purely imaginary if what? It is purely imaginary if what it will be? Ishwar has given option B as the answer for this. Ishwar Deshanava. From the notes only, just now I point which I explained. If you understood that point, it's very easy to answer. Option D. And Ishwar Deshanava has given that option B is the correct one. let xy be belongs to R, then x comma y, then x plus y I, that is x plus iy, you can say, is purely imaginary when, obviously, if you want the purely imaginary answer, x should be what? Which is equal to 0. So x should be equal to 0. Okay, x should be equal to 0, and y should not be equal to what? Y should not be equal to 0. Then only it is possible that it is purely imaginary. Option A is the correct one. Yes. Sona Bhavani has given the correct answers, and here IBF Group Kiran, your answer wrong. Please make it correct, because your D answer has given that x is equal to 0, but here it is in the D option. Y is also mentioned that it is equal to 0. Y should not be equal to 0. Why? Because we want the purely imaginary number. Purely imaginary in the sense y should be some number that is non-zero. So x only should be 0. Y should not be 0. Okay. Yes. Now, next question. Yes, next question, students. A plus IB form of a complex number, then 1 plus 2I into minus 2 plus I is what? You can write like this, because the question is slightly misprinted. It is, you can write like this: 1 plus 2I, 1 plus 2I into minus 2 plus I. What is the answer for this? Quick, 10 seconds I will give you. Fast, solve it and give me the answer. Just multiply this. It is 1 into minus 2. 1 into minus 2, that is a minus 2. 1 into I, that is I. 2I into minus 2, so minus 4I. 2I into I, that is I square. 2I square. I square is minus 1. Already you know that. So it is 2I square minus 1, in the sense it is minus 2. Okay. So what is the answer? Quick. It is nothing but 4I minus 4I. It is minus 4. Minus 2 minus 2 minus 4. Minus 4I plus I. It is minus 3I. So which option is the correct one? Minus 4I minus 3I is the right one. That is option A. Yes, Kavya has given the correct answer. SP Ganesh has given the correct answer from YouTube. Okay. Let me move on to the next question now. If Z1 is equal to 3 plus 2I, Z2 is equal to 2 minus 3I, then what is the Z1 upon Z2? Apply the equation and try to get the answer. Quick. Z1 upon Z2 means what? It is nothing but 3 plus 2I by 2 minus 3I. Take the conjugate of the second one, that is denominator. It is what? 2 plus 3I upon 2 plus 3I. Okay. So what it is? Multiply. Quick. 3 into 2 is 6. 3 into 3 is 9I. 2 into 2 is 4I. Then 2 into 3 is 6. I square is minus 6. Minus 1. Okay. I square is minus 1. So it become minus 6. 2 square minus 3 square. So what it is? 2 square is 4 minus 3 square plus, because I into I become I square. So it is plus 9. Okay. So it will become what? It is plus 6 minus 6 got cancelled. It is 13I by 13. Okay. So what is the answer for your what is the answer? So it is nothing but what? 0 plus I. Option B is the correct one. Sona Bhavani, it is wrong. Wrong. Your answer is wrong. Option A is wrong. 13 got cancelled means what? What is left with? It is only left with I. I means what? It is imaginary part. Real part is 0. Imaginary part is I. So 0 plus I. Option B is the correct one. SP Ganesh, your answer is wrong. Please make it correct. IBF Guru Kiran. Yes. Is that clear? Next one. Yes, next question, students. That is, if Z1 is equal to 1 minus 3i, Z2 is equal to 2 plus I, what is the Z1 bar plus Z2 bar? Option A is 3 minus 2i, option B is 2 plus 3i, option C is 3 plus 2i, option D is 2 minus 3i. Try to give the answer. I will give the hint. Z1 bar is equal to what? Z1 bar is 1 minus 3i is Z1 in the sense 1 plus 3i will be Z1 bar. What about the Z2 bar? Z2 bar is what? What is the Z2 bar? It is 2 plus I means what it is? 2 minus I. ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಮೈನಸ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಮೈನಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಓಕೆ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನರಿ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಮೈನಸ್ ಮೈನಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಸೊ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಗಿವ್ ದ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ನೌ Z1 plus Z2 is what? Just simple 1 plus 2 real part to real part it is 3 3i minus I 3i minus I. What is the answer? It is minus 2i. So 3 minus 2i is the answer. Option A is the correct one. Yes, yes, absolutely. Many of you have given the correct answer. Yes, correct, correct. SP Ganesh, again your answer is wrong. Please make it correct. Sorry, it is. Okay, 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 okay. SP Ganesh, your answer is correct. Sorry, students. I think option A is a wrong one. Option C, it is my mistake. Option C is the correct one. Wait, students, in a hurry, way, I also did the wrong. Yes, it is 3i minus I, 3i plus 3 plus 2i. 3i minus I is 2i. So it is option C is the correct one. Option C. Yes, yes, yes. Next question. SP Ganesh, your answer is wrong. Your answer is absolutely correct. Please do it that only. Okay. Actually, this question I was wrong. Okay. Next one. Yes. So multiplicative inverse of the non-zero complex number x plus iy, where x and y are belongs to R. What is the answer? Multiplicative inverse. The answer is asking for multiplicative inverse of. This is the main understanding words here. ಎಸ್ ಅಕ್ಷತಾ ವಿ ಎಂ ಅಕ್ಷತಾ ಹೌದು ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಇರೋದು ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಅದು ಮಾಡ್ ಇದು ಝೆಡ್ ಬಾರ್ ತಗೊಳಕತ್ರೆ ಓಕೆ ಕಾಂಜುಗೇಟ್ ತಗೊಳಕತ್ರೆ ಮೈನಸ್ ಇದ್ದದ್ದು ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಓಕೆ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಇದ್ದದ್ದು ಮೈನಸ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಶೇರ್ ಯುವರ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಥ್ರೂ ದ ಚಾಟ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ multiplicative inverse that is x plus iy the inverse means what is the mean of this x plus iy the inverse, multiplicative inverse in the sense 1 upon x plus iy. Okay. So try to solve the answer fast. So this is x minus iy upon x plus iy into x minus iy. Multiplying the conjugate of the denominator, multiplying, dividing the same will not affect the given equation. Here x plus iy kept as it is, x minus iy I kept in the numerator and denominator also x minus iy, multiplying and dividing by the same conjugate of that. So try to solve this now. It is nothing but x minus iy, x plus iy, x minus iy, a plus b, a minus b. What is that? A square minus b square minus, but I square into I square become minus 1. Minus 1 of minus 1 is plus 1. So it is x square plus y square. Which option is correct? Just check it out. It is nothing but option B is the correct one. Option B is the correct answer. It is splitted. Means what? X minus iy. Just I make it separate. X minus x upon, it is nothing but x upon x square plus y square minus y upon x square plus y square. Denominator is related to both and I separated. So what it is? X upon x plus y square minus y upon x plus y square into I. Option B is the correct one. We move to the next question now. Yes, if z is any complex number, then z minus z bar upon 2i is what? It is a purely imaginary, no calculation here. It is purely imaginary or purely real is the first option. Purely imaginary is the second option. Either 0 or purely imaginary, and D is none of this. Which one is the suitable answer for this? VM Akshata has given the B as option, and Sushmita has given C as the option. C is the correct answer according to her. If z is any complex number, then z minus z bar upon 2i is what? Many of you are giving the answer. Kavya is C, Sushti is B. Okay, we'll try this. Okay, just have a time and think on this. So what is z? Complex number is what? Any number is of the form x plus iy. Z means x plus iy minus z bar means what it is? X minus iy. I hope you understood this. Divided by 2i. The meaning of z is x plus iy minus z bar in the sense my x minus iy. So try to solve this, you will get the answer. What will get the answer? That is the option. So here x plus iy minus x minus into minus plus iy plus iy, sorry, it is plus x minus x got cancelled, which is equal to iy 2 times iy 2 times iy by 2i. So what is left with? It is left with what? Purely real number. Why? Because even imaginary part is there, but the number is left with what? Only y is left. So y is what? It is a purely real. This is the option is correct. Option A is the correct one. Yes. Yes, Vedavati's answer is correct. Pavitra, make it correct because you are given the option B as the answer. Mhm. Quickly take the screenshots so that you can easily refer in a future course of time when you are practicing, or else write it down fast. Next question now. Okay, students. Next question. The conjugate of the complex number z is 1 upon I minus 1. Then the complex number is what? Then the complex number is what? The conjugate of the complex number is given that z is equal to 1 upon I minus 1. What will be the complex number? Conjugate of z in the sense what? In a symbolical manner, if you are able to write, then your answer is very easy. One of the students has given Srishti and Shivaganga has given the one of the answers. VM Akshata, purely real means, please, sir, purely real in the sense only real part will be left. Akshata means what? X plus IY is there, na? If only answer left with X, then it is called purely real. I hope you understood this. Okay. And if IY answer is left, it is a purely imaginary, but purely in the sense other part must be zero. Here, this part is zero means it is purely. Okay. Yes. Yes. Next is here. It is nothing but z, conjugate of z in the sense z bar is equal to what is z bar? 1 upon I minus 1. It is the given thing. Conjugate of the complex number in the sense z bar is equal to 1 upon I minus 1. So what is z? If I take the z here, it will become what? 1 upon I minus 1, the whole bar, reverse. So what is the answer for this? Minus 1 upon I, yes, minus 1 upon, please, Chetan, please mute yourself. Yes. So here it is, sorry, yes, plus minus of I minus 1. So what is the final answer here? Minus of 1 upon I plus 1, minus, whole minus I took. So option A is the correct one. Already many of you have given the correct answer. Kavya, please change your answer. It is minus 1 because when I took this as a common of minus, so minus 1 of I plus 1. Okay, this is the correct one. EM Akshata, A or D. It is A is the correct one. Okay. Okay. Next question. We'll move on to the next question now. Okay. Next question. The additive inverse of 1 minus I is what? The additive inverse of 1 minus I is what? The additive inverse. Option C is the answer directly. You can give the correct answer. It is option C. Why? Because additive inverse, in the sense, real part is positive, it will become negative. Imaginary part is negative, it will become positive. -1 plus I. This is what the answer. Yes. Option C is the correct one. Ishwar is given the correct answer. IVF Gurkin is given the correct answer. And from here, Zoom meeting, many of you have given the correct answer. Vedavati, yes, correct. Kavya, please change your answer. Make it correct. Okay. Yes. Next question. Next question is here. Complex number 5 minus 2i upon 3 minus 4i minus 5 plus 2i upon 3 plus 4i can be written in a plus ib form as option A is 0, option B is 28 upon 25 plus I, option C is 0 plus 28 upon 25 plus I, option D is 28 upon 25. Fast students, try to solve this. Quickly try to get the answer. Akshata has given C, no, earlier answer I think it is. Please try to get the answer fast. Sorry, it is into, it is. It is not plus, it is into I. Because real plus this is imaginary part. Imaginary part, it is I only, it is directly into I, okay? Try to solve this. It is nothing but 5 minus 2i, 5 minus 2i into, cross multiply this, we'll come to know. It is into 3 plus 4i minus 5 plus 2i into 3 minus 4i. Okay, please try to solve this. Divided by 3 square, multiply these two. That is 3 square minus 4i the whole square, a square minus b square. Multiply the numerical part, you will come to know the answer. I'll just give the hint. When you solve this numerical part, I'll change the color so that you'll come to know. When you solve the numerical part, this part, blue colored encircled part, you will get the answer as 28. Because we don't have much time to solve here, it is 28 you will get. Denominator part, that is 3 square will become 9, 4 minus 4i square. I square is -1, so it is minus 16. 4 square is 16, I square is -1, so minus 16. So 28, okay, 28, it is I will left here, okay. 28, not only 28, 28. 28i upon 9 minus of minus will become plus. 9 plus 16 is 25. So 28 upon 25i. But real part will become what? It is 0 clearly. So option C is the correct answer. Here 28 upon 25i is what? It is the imaginary part. But what about the real part? Real part is not present in the sense. Option C is the correct one. It is nothing but 0 plus 28 upon 25 into I. That is the correct option. No, Sushmita, Oppo, okay, it is mobile name, I think. So your answers are, please make it correct. It is 28 upon 25i. It is not a B answer is wrong. 0 plus 28 upon 25i. I is present here, na? Imaginary part. In D option, imaginary part only is not present. I is not present. So option C is the correct one. Okay. Now we move on to the next question. If 3 plus ix, 3 plus I into x plus 1 minus 2i into y plus 7i, then the value of x and y respectively are what? Values of x and y are what here? Again, 1 minute time. Try to solve this fast and get the answer. After simplification of the first bracket, I will write directly here. It is 3 into x is 3x plus I into x is ix plus 1 into y is y minus 2iy plus 7i plus 7i is equal to 0. Now you try to solve this. Fast students. It is nothing but what? It is nothing but 0 plus 7i, or you can write like this: 3x plus y, 3x plus y in one bracket means real part load together, plus x minus 2y, x minus 2y. Here it is x and here it is 2y. I is a common here because ix and 2iy is there. So I is a common. So which will become minus 7i when 7 is transposed to other side. Is that clear? It is 7 is just shifted to the other side. Next one. Next step I will write here. Please be sure. Please be concentrate on where I am writing. Next here in this box. What is here? 3x plus y is equal to what? 0. And second is what? 2x minus y is equal to 7 because sorry, it is minus 7 because imaginary part is removed. This is real part. Real part is 0. Why? Because here no real part is present, but imaginary part is present. So I will equate to the imaginary part. X minus 2y is equal to minus 7. This I equated. I will just mark it and show you so that it is better for you. This part, yellow color part, it doesn't have any term on the RHS because it is a real part. So it is what you can write it as 0 plus it is, okay, or you can write 0 minus 7i. So 0 is connected to what? It is real part to real part, and imaginary part, where is the imaginary part? This part. This is the imaginary part. I to I is present here, 7i, and here x minus 2y into I. So this part is connected. So I wrote what? 3x plus y is equated to 0 and 2x minus 2 x minus 2y is equated to minus 7 and I got removed. So now try to solve this. I given some hint. So x value is what? Quick. If you solve this, you will come to know x value will be minus 1 and y value will be what? It is 3. Minus 1 and 3. Option B is the correct answer. Yes. Ishwar has given the correct answer and try to solve this and you will get the answer. This you can treat it as equation 1 and equation 2 and use the technique of simultaneous equation. You will get the x as answer as minus 1 and y answer as 3. Yes, SP Ganesh has given the correct answer. B as the answer. Okay, now we'll move on to the next question. Shall we move to the next question now? Am I audible? Am I audible? If 2 minus I plus 1 minus 3I y plus 2 is 0, then the value of x and y respectively are what? Students, it is almost similar to the previous question because in the previous question also we already find it the x and y only. You just take this for homework and try to get the answer for this. Okay? And the answer is minus 6 by 5 and y value is 2 by 5. Option C is the correct one. Okay. So just try to solve this and get the correct answer. Option C is the correct answer for this. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆಯಾ? ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಸಿ ಇದು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ. ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ತರಾನೇ ಇದೆ ಇದು ಸೇಮ್. ಸೊ ವಿಲ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಹೋಮ್ವರ್ಕ್. ಹೋಮ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಅಂತ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಓಕೆ, ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಸಾಲ್ವ್. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್. If x is equal to 1 minus I root 3, then x cube minus x square plus 2x plus 4 is what? Option A is 0, option B is 1, option C is minus 1, or D is 2. Try to solve this. Again, 1 minute time for you. Use the condition. The condition is given that x is equal to 1 minus I root 3. This is the condition. So transpose 1 to LHS side. So when you transpose the 1 to LHS side, what it will become? X minus 1 is equal to minus I root 3. So square it. X minus 1 the whole square is equal to minus I root 3 the whole square. Okay. Next. whole square. Now try to solve this. What is the answer for this? X minus 1 the whole square means what it is? X square minus 2x plus 1. Okay, x square minus 2x plus 1. This is x minus 1 the whole square. So, but already we know that x square, okay, and when you replace this, it will become what? I square, it will become plus 3 on the other side. Why? Because I did the shortcut. Please make it correct. I will show you in detail one time if you want. So here it will become what? I square is minus 1, root 3 and square got cancelled. So it become minus 3. So after resolving this, x square minus 2x minus 3 on transposing to LHS plus 3. So it become plus 4. Okay, na? Which is equal to 0 you can consider. X square minus 2x plus 4. Here also x square plus 2x plus 4. So you can use it. What it will become? It is equated to the 0. So this equation is what? It is leading to the 0. So what is left with? So it is left with x square minus 2x plus 4 into x plus 1. So this equation tends to what? It is tends to 0. 0 into x plus 1. 0 into x plus 1, which is equal to 0. Okay, students? So option A is the correct answer. Yes. Option A is the correct one. So next question. I raised to 4k plus 3. Next question is, what is the value of I raised to 4k plus 3? Students, 1 minute. Yes. I raised to, what is the value of I raised to 4k plus 3? What is the value of I raised to 4k plus 3? Just try to solve this fast. It is very important question with respect to CET. I raised to 4k plus 3. It can be written as, just I will give the hint. I raised to 4k plus 3 means what it is? I raised to 4k into I raised to 3. A raised to m into A raised to n. Correct? That is A raised to m plus n. Yes. Now, what is I raised to 4k? 4 in multiples of 4 is what? It is nothing but what? It is plus 1 only. I hope you know this. You have learnt in the that is notes part, in the earlier part. I raised to multiples of 4 is always 1. Then what is I cube? I cube already we know that it is minus I. So final answer is going to be minus I. Is that clear? Minus I. So here option B is the correct answer. Because of misprinting, it is both answer A and answer B are given. Both options are same, and make it option B as minus I, and it is the correct one. Option B as minus I, make it correction. C is wrong. Who has given the C as the answer? Kavya, your answer is changed. Please make it change. Minus I means what? It is option B. Yes, Ganesh has given the correct answer from SP Ganesh. Answer is SP Ganesh, you have given the answer minus 1. Wrong, wrong. Please make it correct. Minus I. I shown the answer also here. I given the solution also. Next question. Yes. Next question is the value of 1 plus I raised to 5 into 1 minus I raised to 5 is what? The value of 1 plus I raised to 5 into 1 minus I raised to 5 is what? The value of 1 plus I raised to 5 into 1 minus I raised to 5. So 1 plus I raised to 5 into 1 minus I raised to 5. Multiply this quickly. Let me know. It is nothing but what? 1 minus I square. 1 minus I square, the whole raised to 5. It is 1 square minus I square. A square minus B square, the raised to 5. Why? Because if you consider only these parts, except the power 5. A plus B, A minus B, A square minus B square. So 1 square is 1, minus I square is this next one. So what is the answer for this? It is 1 I square. My I square is minus 1, minus of minus 1 is plus 1. So it is plus 1, the whole raised to 5. That is nothing but 2 raised to 5. 2 raised to 5 is how much? 32 is the answer. Sushti has given the option B. B is the wrong answer, Sushti. Please make it correct. 2 raised to 5. 2 raised to 5 is how much? 1 plus 1 raised to 5. 2 raised to 5. It is 32. Option D is the correct one. Am I audible? Students, am I audible? Yes. These questions are looks very easy when you get the solution, but sometimes you have to use some smart trick for this splitting and using the basic formula so that you will get the correct answer within no time. Yes. Next question. Okay, students, I raised to 6 plus I raised to 7 plus I raised to 8 plus I raised to 9. upon 1 minus I. What is the answer for this? Next question. Question number is not printed over here. Just make it one star. Yes, this is the question. What is the answer for this? So, what is the answer for this fast? 1 minute time. Can give your answer. I raised to 6 in the sense what? I raised to 2, the whole raised to 3. I square is what? Minus 1, the whole raised to 3. Means what? It is minus 1 only the answer. Only for this section I am giving the hint. I raised to 6 is minus 1 plus I raised to 7 is what? What is I raised to 7? Minus 1 into I, because I raised to 6 is minus 1. So it become minus I. Then minus 1 plus 1. I raised to 8. I raised to 9 is again plus I. Okay. Minus 1 plus 1 got cancelled. It is 0. Minus I plus I, it is also 0. 0 upon anything is 0. It is very easy. Option B is the correct answer. Is that clear? Is that clear, students? Okay. So students, today's class will wind up at this stage and tomorrow we'll continue with the next part of this. Till that, take care. Bye.